y'all? Welcome back for another episode of Candy Coated Shenanigans, Sour Patch Kid edition. The only way I know how to be. I'm excited for today. Sorry, I'm finishing a snack. I was starving. But without further ado, welcome back. I am excited for today's episode. Usually the first weekend of the month is self-care. I'm gonna take y'all on a little trip with me in a couple weeks, and I will do a couple of snippets there. So I'm gonna push self-care, but I felt it was very fitting after I finished up last week with my friend Chiquetta, really helping me get a gathering of what's at my table, what I bring to my table, what I bring to other people's table, which is really the foundation of my own table. I decided that I couldn't just leave y'all there. Like it was hard enough for me to grasp the concept to really sit down and do the activity. So I figured, why not sit before you and kind of push you in the correct direction while you're doing the activity. And then I will show you my table, y'all, okay, because it's lit. So this is going to be a little bit of mostly a continuation of that, and then it'll kind of go into some transparent moments, and then I'm gonna let y'all go about your day. So first and foremost, I am a leader, okay? I am a leader by nature, with anything, with my friends, in other settings and organizations. I don't always have to be the leader, but you will feel the leadership from me. And in the world of leadership, you have to serve. I don't know if people know or understand that, but to be a great leader, you also have to know how to serve, how to fluctuate between those two roles. They're important and they're interconnected, whether you know it or not, but that's a whole different discussion. So I also find myself in positions where I am serving others. Serving is a great way to lead anyways, because it like pushes and guides and people connect to you because you're willing to get down there with them, like Jaquetta said. So you will hear some of those things moving forward. But what is interesting with that is I struggle talking about myself. And you're like, every week, Ruby, you get on here and you talk about something that's going on. Yeah, something that's going on. But just like my qualities, my traits, characteristics, anything that I feel like shines a bright light on me, I'll be like, nah. We don't gotta go there. We don't gotta talk about that. And it's not that I am ashamed. I'm very happy with who I am. I think all those qualities and traits shine through every day with the people that I interact with, but it's kind of just like weird. I always say I'm like the most extrovert introvert you meet, right? And people be like, you're not an introvert. See, you don't know what I like to do. You don't know what my preferences are. I almost feel like I'm a chameleon. I swear. Okay, I almost feel like I am a chameleon because you put me in an environment and I can adapt very easily to that environment, but I'm still me at the core, right? I'm never nobody else, but I can adapt very easily. So people then think like, oh, she loved people, or she loved this, or she loved that. And really, like, if you left it up to me, you see where I'm at? I'm at my house. This is exactly where I would stay 95% of the time. Once I get to where I'm going, I can very easily make sure my mood is fitting, make sure I'm attentive and saying hello and speaking and smiling, all that other stuff. But if you really ask me where I want to be, here is where I want to be, in the house, relaxing, chilling, not stressing, not doing nothing. Okay. So this exercise for me, just on my own, would have been difficult. But it wasn't difficult, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. So in life, I've had experiences or worked with people or worked through programs that have required me to ask other people to reflect on me. That's weird to me, y'all. Like, to have somebody else come back and be like, yo, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that. And I'd be like, what? Like, where'd you get that from? But twice I've had moments. One, I was doing a vision board 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was doing a vision board, and I was guided to ask people to give me 1 to 2 qualities about me that they enjoyed, that was helpful, whatever it was. And my friends ran it down. Okay, like this board was popping. I didn't know people noticed all those things or received those different things from me, because I don't put them in categories. I just do what I do, and I guess I do it well, right? And then in 2020, at the beginning of 2020, I was in a coaching program, and my coach, one of her activities was interviews, and you had to interview friends, colleagues. I did work people, I did people I was dating, and you had a set number of questions, and you really interviewed them about you. And it was moments where they got to be very honest. And it was interesting, some of the things they said, because some things got me together. Other things were just like, I couldn't believe that's what you glean from me, right? So I looked back on those 2 things and really used that to kind of dwindle down on what I bring to the table, which is really the foundational components that hold my table up and have allowed for the plates and the cups and the napkin and all those other pieces to be added. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a picture at the end, but I'm going to go through some of the things that I wrote down. And these are things that other people said about me. Honestly, I didn't write, besides like what's at my table, which was a couple of things. I didn't write any of this. These are other things that other people said. So I'm going to read through it. Then I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a transparent moment. And then I'm going to show y'all my extra table and stuff, because I have to be extra. That's one of these things that should have been on here, extra. So they had dependable, determined, warm-hearted, goal-oriented, selfless, committed, supportive, compassionate, humble, genuine, loyal, of course, driven, friendly, honest, multitasker, consistent, strength, ambition, fairness, dedication, caretaker, time management, spiritual, knowledgeable, transparent, authentic, motivational, confident, helpful, non-judgmental, whoop whoop, thoughtful, determined. One of my friends called me a Cracker Jack box, because you never know what you're gonna get. Aware, empowering, resilient, resistant, adaptable, inspiring, puzzle piece, resourceful, supportive, welcoming, witty, generous, reliable, great listener, perspective. And each one of them, when they gave me, between these 2 different situations, they gave me words, they actually like really poured into my cup in a way they probably don't know they did, because it was powerful just having someone tell you, you did this for me, or you provide this for me, or you're my go-to for this, or you're my go-to for that. And a lot of what they were saying was, you're able to, in leadership, right? You are able to touch multiple people in multiple ways, because you are authentic, you are you, you have a presence about you. But the biggest thing, like my favorite ones, and this is not shade to other people that said things, but my biggest things that like stuck out to me for what all was on the list was Cracker Jack box, because you never know what you're gonna get, right? Very fitting for Sour Patch Kid, because that's just how I am. Empowering, puzzle piece, and perspective. Oh, and authentic, right? I love being authentic. But to know that I can empower people to do great things, to be all they are really supposed to be, and for them to feel that through me was big, right? Puzzle piece, because that just lets me know, like, I'm that missing piece, right? Like, I'm gonna come in, but that also shows you my service, right? Because I am going to come in and fit that puzzle so we can get it done. So if that means that I'm going and making 10 trips because that's the capacity you need me in, okay. If you need me to speak, I will speak. If you need me to write, I will write. Like, there is that component of me that is just, how can we get this done? And I focus in on that, and then I'm willing to allow myself to bend and mold, chameleon, bend and mold and shape to get it done. And I haven't always been like that, so like I'm proud to be in those places. And then my last one was perspective. I call it devil's advocate, but I play the multiple role a lot internally, right? Because I don't want to, I can be like real sharp. And I don't always want to be that way, or at least I have to think out all the other options. So I do that a lot with my friends and family and loved ones and coworkers, just trying to give that alternate perspective. So when they finally make or say or do what they're going to do in the end, they've at least heard multiple viewpoints, and then they can go in a more guided direction. So like, I'd be like, woo woo. So those are the things that are written as what I bring to the table. And then my table myself is, I'm a leader, I'm an administrator, I have my PhD. Oh, I didn't write that down on the list. Okay. I have my PhD, I'm educated, I have my own place, I drive my own car, pay my own bills, I have my own company, Ruby's Gems. I have my YouTube channel. What else do I do or have? I already mentioned education. I got money. I am financially savvy, I guess I would say, clearly with my business. Those are the things that are at my table. My table is nice, y'all. It's pretty. I'm okay with my table as it is on a solo tip. But here's where the transparent moment come in. In one of the activities, I had to ask people what they thought when they first met me. Y'all here to laugh? So, in all of my first encounters, it was rough. It was rough. Like, you know, from being, you know, standoffish to, I'm just gonna say it, a bitch, to side eye, to all these things. And I'm not gonna hold you. I know what it is like for first encounters with me. I am very observant, which I know I'm observant, but for other people that's extremely. And when I'm in that space, I'm not friendly. Like I don't be out here looking for new friends. Like if they find me, they find me. But I don't be looking for new friends. And I'm not saying no new friends. I'm just saying that is not what I am searching for, right? I will tell you that the people that have been placed in my life have all been strategically placed. And I know that it was strategically placed by God, because if it wasn't, you wasn't penetrating, period. and that's why Mary had a little lamb. Okay. Like, you were not getting through. I'm not for the foolery. I'm not for half friendships. I'm not for toxic people. Like, I've weaned a lot of that out over many years. And so like when people come in now, I just kind of be like, what you doing here? Who you know? Who you friends with? Oh. And sometimes you friends with certain people, like I'm a little bit nicer to you, but it's not easy. I'm very standoffish. I could do with you or without you. And I'm not saying that attitude is right, and I'm not glorifying it either. Don't get that twisted. I am very reflective of myself, so I will correct myself 90% of the time before other people do, not before God. God be in the midst. He be in my business. But I'm just saying that as I'm at a place where I'm authentic and I'm gonna be honest, and that's what it is, and that's where I've been for a lot of the time. And I have been working, and it's still a work in progress, to not come off that way. I know I'm a bomb person. My friends see I'm a bomb person. My coworkers see I'm a bomb person. My colleagues and staff, and you know, it's around me. And I understand that. But the other side is, if I am so standoffish, like, you won't get to see what I bring to the table, because my table be covered by the Lamb of God, okay? What takes away the sins of the world? No, I'll just play with y'all. But my table is really covered, right? It has this huge sheet over it that, though we put a table covering on it so the table doesn't get messed up, people can't even see the foundational and fundamental pieces at my table because I'll be so standoffish. So even like as I'm this is just off the cuff, me talking to y'all. Even as I'm talking to you guys, it makes me realize some things that I need to do differently, because it's not to say I need to just rip the cloth off so everybody can see what I bring to the table so they can want my table, because I ain't dealing with that. But I do need to be mindful on how I present it, right? I could like show a little skin, show a little bit of the table leg to make it, a little bit more appealing, not be so hard edged, not be so, I guess, mean or non-approachable in the beginning. And then, the process of life is how you discern if you want to give those things or those components to somebody else's table. Do I want to fill in some gaps in your life in that way? And that's a choice, right? I have a choice in that. And do I want to allow you to do the same thing? But I'll get there through being polite and getting to know someone, instead of just being like, you gonna have to work to see this. And you is gonna have to work to see some stuff, but you gonna have to work to see this and all these components. So it's finding that balance. Finding the balance of the give and take of meeting new people, making new relationships, those things. So that is all I have for y'all today. I hope this was helpful. I hope it's going to assist you with sitting down. And if you're confused or if you're finding it really hard, reach out to some people close to you and ask them some of these questions. Like, what are the things that you come to me for advice for? What are 3 traits or characteristics about me that really just stand out to you? And you don't have to tell them why you need it. Just hit them with it and be like, don't take too long to think on it. Just let me know like what it is. Call them up and be like, when you call me, what do you feel like primarily I'm really good at assisting with? Or what are really good and strong things I hold to? And watch the things that flow from other people about you, right? And those will be the things that you bring to the table and you don't even know you bring to the table. And your table is lit. Whether what is on, like what you bring to the table is heavy in weight or not. Let me say that differently. I listed 56 things that people said to me. Don't feel like you got to have 56. If you got 100, congratulations. If you have 15, congratulations. Like, don't get in a place of comparing. I did not come on here and do this exercise so you could compare yourself to me, because I'm me, baby, and you are you, baby. Like, we are different people. We bring different things. Our lives have been different. The capacity that we have been required to move and function in have been different. There is nothing wrong with what you bring to the table for where you are right now and what I do as well. You can have fine china at your table, or you can have normal china. Either way, you got it there. And if you bring to the table a lot of the things, or even some of the things that I've expressed, if you have regular china, you will be at fine china. Do not worry, it will happen. Believe it and just know it. But don't do this exercise to compare. Do it to stand out, do it to be unique, and do it to understand you and your worth a little bit better. I hope this was helpful, and I will see y'all next week. Check out my table. This is my table, y'all. Take a second to just kind of view it. I'm extra, so I had to be extra, but I hope this was great and helpful. Bye.